Hi everyone, I'm Lazy Cat Lady, and today I'm doing another video where I try out Elvish Archivist, which is one of my favorite cards from recent sets. I tried it out like I think a week ago in a Gruul Inti deck, like aggro. So today I'm trying it in a different shell. For those of you that watch Aspiring Spike, this is basically um, you know, pretty much the shell that I think he created for Knight of the Sweet's Revenge. So this is a shell that already has a lot of nice synergies with Elvish Archivist. Knight of the Sweet's Revenge giving you an enchantment and an artifact in one card. So you get to pump Archivist and draw a card if you play Knight of the Sweet's Revenge while it's in play. Additionally, I'm playing 2 Trail of Crumbs in this list, which I think is a really strong card in this archetype. And this is another example of artifact plus enchantment, 1 card, so you get trigger both sides of Elvish Archivist. So yeah, that's kind of the basis of this build. This build, the last build, the aggro deck, I kind of had to find ways to slot in my own enchantments. But this deck already has really powerful enchantments that go in the base archetype. A couple other changes that I've made from Spike's list is instead of playing the copies of what is that card called? Instead of playing copies of the card that search for a basic land card and make a food, I switched it out for a couple copies of Utopia Sprawl. So this way we have a little more ramp instead of just getting a card into our hands. So you also get Elvish Archivist triggers. Our entire deck plays forests pretty much. So Utopia Sprawl is a pretty good card. So all in all, this deck gets to play 4 Saga, 4 Sweet's Revenge, 2 Trail, 2 Utopia Sprawl. So plenty of cards to trigger the card draw on Archivist. And then, of course, you get, all the food creation, particularly the Underworld Cookbook, to up its power. So, that's kind of the pre-existing shell. It's sort of a mid-range deck, but you can kind of combo with Sweet's Revenge and make like a Finale of Devastation. That's the idea, get 10 or 12 mana, and you can just give all your creatures haste +10/+10, and Goose becomes just like pretty much end the game on the spot. You only need a couple of those in play. For the sideboard, there's a lot of similarities between this and like my Sultai Time Sieve sideboard. Here I'm opting for less removal because I think this deck can grind a lot better, but I'm trying out Bitter Triumph, which instead of a copy of Bone Shards, it's 1 extra mana, but you can pay 3 life instead of discarding a card, and it's instant speed, and I think this deck makes a lot of mana, so I'm trying that out. And just this is, I took Spike's sideboard and I just made some changes. I really like Sire Ginger, especially in a deck that can just, Peregrine Took can just, pump by 6, quite easily in this deck. So Sire Ginger becomes, I think, an even greater threat, possibly in this deck. So that's kind of the idea. I've play tested with it a bit. Archivist is definitely pretty fun in the shell, so I'm excited to try it out. And yeah, let's jump into some matches. Okay, match 1, win the die roll. Let's see. We got Finale and Oval Chase. That's pretty decent hand. I'm definitely gonna keep. I could either lead on the fetch into Goose, or I can play Gingerbread Cabin tapped, hoping to get Asmo next turn. It's kind of a toughie. I could draw a land, so I feel like here... Well, if they remove the Goose, then I miss out. Okay, I'm going to play Cabin first. Okay, so this is a pretty sweet hand. We got the Oval Chase. Alright, we got a Preordain on my opponent's side. Let's see where they scry. Could be, it could be Murktide. 1 top, 1 bottom. Alright. Second Oval Chase, not a great draw, but here. Let's fetch shock, grab the overgrown tomb, and let's finale for 0. Especially if this is Murktide, I just want to cast this now. Even if they remove Asmo, this way I've gotten my Underworld cookbook as quick as possible. So next turn we can start setting that up. We got plenty of food, Springleaf Drum, a little bit of ramp. Let's see what our opponent does. Okay, Sunken Ruins. Could be holding up Counterspell here. So let's just go to combat first. Ooh, Peregrine took. Definitely a good pickup, but we're going to need another land. Alright, let's lead on the Goose, see what my opponent does. Okay. Now I think we're going to go Springleaf Drum first. Now, next turn, I think we'll definitely be able to get Peregrine took down. And then, I mean, they're probably holding Counterspell here. I could wait on the cookbook. What else could they be? I think there's some form of control. I guess I could... I'm going to do Haywire Might then instead. This, you know, increases my clock and doesn't expose the Underworld cookbook, which I think right now is probably the best card in my hand. Alright, what do they got? Bowmasters. Alright, probably Ping Might. Okay. Now if they remove my Asmo before I can get a removal spell up, that's unfortunate, but definitely we can play through that. Alright, let's see what they are up to. The Sunken Ruins makes me wonder if they're playing the new, like the Sunken Citadel card. Alright, Asmo down. They could still be holding up Counterspell. So then, let's go... Let's try Took. And if they are still holding up Counterspell for Cookbook, next I'm going to Goose, see if I can get 2 foods. But it looks like they might just be countering this. Okay. Alright. Unfortunate we haven't hit another land yet, but that's how things work sometimes. If this game goes late, having the second Oval Chase just means we can, you know, just start deploying that as a threat, which I think is probably what I'm going to do maybe within the next couple turns. Hopefully we can draw some lands here. Alright. Sunken Hollow, interesting. Ooh, perfect, perfect. Okay, so let's go... Honestly, we could just cast an Oval Chase here. I'm kind of liking it. Yeah. Let's do this. Against a control deck, you know, I just want to put kind of my... Put kind of some of your worst cards forward, and now, you know, I have a blocker. They're going to want to probably deal with this, and then I'm going to make a Saga token next turn and just buy it back. Alright, they cling... What did they cling? Oh, okay, they clinged my Finale. Interesting. I would think you cling the Finale target before you cling Finale. Alright, 1 ring. Okay. Well, I can't deal with that this turn. Ah, dang, my Haywire Might, I forgot, is in the graveyard. It's unfortunate. Especially if they, like, you know, want to drop a Shieldred next turn, that could be a huge problem. So we can go... Well, now I definitely just want to resolve the cookbook. Alright, let's go cookbook. I'll show him the second Oval Chase. Now I just want to, you know, avoid any graveyard hate. I got 3 mana. I could theoretically Goose and then... but I don't need to. I'll just leave everybody up here. I can tap Goose with the drum. Alright. Opponent gets to draw some cards. Hopefully I can find a finale. Next turn I might even have to consider... I don't know if I'll have enough mana, but I might want to, like, Underworld Cookbook, try to buy back Haywire Might. 8 cards in hand for the opponent. Oh, okay, they got the backup. Get the backup One Ring. I guess I could also draw Beseiju. I have the Shadow Spear, so I can potentially turn off Indestructible. Alright. Well, I still can't get in with the Construct. My opponent is buying time. Alright. Make a Construct. Draw for turn. It's another Oval Chase Daredevil. Definitely want to just make more constructs. You know, if they have a Wrath next turn, you know, it is what it is. But here I could deploy Goose or Shadow Spear. I would rather get the Shadow Spear down before they can have a counterspell up for it. Just got the black mana. Do this. Oh, they get the Force. What they pitch? Okay, pitch counterspell. Okay. Pass the turn. Hope you don't have a Wrath or another ring. We need 6 mana. Yeah, we're nowhere close to being able to Cookbook plus Haywire Might in the same turn. So my opponent is just going to run through their deck. I totally forgot about blue-black control as an archetype. I think I've done this in the past. Okay, alright, end step. Let's get some foods. I just gotta assume my opponent has counter spells galore, maybe another Bowmasters. I guess they could cling here, but doesn't look like they're going to, and it's totally fine if they want to spend 4 mana clinging because I have another Oval Chase. Surprise! Okay. I have up to 4 mana next turn. If I top deck a land, I could potentially buy back an Asmo. Okay, you're gonna cling the Oval Chase. Let's just yield. I've got nothing left to do. Very interesting. Okay, now we're looking at possible Bowmasters or Counterspell. Do I get a land? No, but Trail of Crumbs is really good. Let's go to combat first, get in with Oval Chase Constructs. Assuming my opponent's going to do something like, well, if they have another Bowmasters, they can potentially creature token. Okay. 1 construct down. Okay. Army down. And now I can resolve Trail of Crumbs. Unless they have another Force. Alright, they got another Force, pitch counterspell. Do I want to bring out the Goose? I think potentially I do, because having as much mana available to me as possible could mean I can buy back Asmo next turn. Unfortunately, my opponent's just going to keep drawing cards, but they are at 11, so they need to find a Shieldred, although that might be what, you know, that might be what they're doing this upcoming turn. But I can handle just a Shieldred. You know, if they want to go Shieldred, but they probably have a counterspell. Okay. What you got? Shieldred, gain 6 life, go to 15. Yep. Alright, let's just yield to its turn. Alright, I'm going to lose 2, go to 13. I mean, I'm not worried about the Shieldred right now from like a life loss perspective. I'm just very worried about them having another counterspell. How many counterspells do they have left? They've pitched 2. There's a 3rd in the graveyard, but they could have like Archmage's Charm or something. Okay, I lose 2 life. And I mean, Shieldred has Death Touch, so I don't really want to lose my Construct to that. Do I have 5 mana? 1, 2, 3, tap you, 4, 5. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go for it. Buy back Asmo. If they have interaction for it, you know, it is what it is. Okay, then let's go sack here, target. I guess I could, no, I only have 5 mana. Alright, target you, sack of food, tap, Oval Chase. They don't have 4 mana up for the Cling. Okay, what you got? Untap. Oh my goodness. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to the Minamo. Well, they can't get a force. But wow, yeah, now they're just all the way back to their starting life total. Jeez. Shieldred Ring is just such a OP combination. Does it resolve? You have 10 cards in hand. At some point, you know, in the next couple turns, we might just have to concede. Alright, kill you. I can also kill Bowmasters. Although, potentially, if they have a Shieldred next turn, I really don't want that to happen. So, never mind. I'm just going to hold up the removal spell. They're going to get the chump block here if they want, and that's what they choose to do. But at this point, we're playing a pretty long game anyway, I think. Alright, so I gotta watch the clock. I'm ahead on clock, so now I just gotta play like I'm up on clock. I mean, I've got a good board. They're drawing 5 cards. 16 cards. Oh my God. I hate the One Ring. I don't know if I've told you that I hate the One Ring, but wow. Wow, do I hate the One Ring. They've drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, 18. They've drawn 18 cards across their 2 copies of the One Ring this game. So that's ridiculous. That's completely ridiculous. And they still have 13 cards in hand. 7/7 Murktide. Oh, the backup ring. Alright. I'll just, you know, play my... I might only have a couple turns left because of this Murktide. If I get a Sweet's Revenge, I could potentially start gaining a lot of life. But... sheesh. They're at 19, like, goodness. Oh, boy. I just, you know, that's the card I want to see banned the most next, but... it could be that it never happens. Alright, they gotta go to discard. Pitch 4 cards. What have they gone through? I mean, we've seen 2 forces, 3 counterspells, several pushes. Alright, they've got Tidebinders. Okay, Utopia Sprawl. Let's go you. I can chump block with my geese for a couple turns, so not the worst. Let's hold up. Let's go Utopia Sprawl, Overgrown Tomb, name green. Okay, drawing a card. Name green, and then we can Goose, Cookbook. Pitch, Oval Chase. Really wish I had gotten to resolve that Trail of Crumbs, but no such luck. And past the turn, they've got protection from everything, and we're going to start being in chump block mode with geese. They are down think this is their third ring. This is their third ring, so they only have one ring left. So they, you know, unless they have ways of recurring this, they only have one more, like, you know, save from combat step. Okay, block. I guess I could have blocked, tapped. No, never mind, I couldn't have. Oh, I was thinking if I could have activated Goose. Like, I'm not sure. I mean, they only have 19 cards left in the library, so, like, it's possible that they don't have enough juice to win the game before they draw their entire library. So maybe we actually can win this game, but not in the way that I'm expecting to win a game of Magic. Murktide, oh my goodness. They it's interesting then that they didn't draw cards pre-combat, and you know, this is kind of punishing them for that. Well, not punishing them because I was going to block anyway, but another 7/7. I might end up just tapping Oval Chase, sack food, crack food. Another Sheoldred. But my foods are more important for, like, Asmo activations. I probably need an Asmo here. Alright, I go to 11. I can play Beseiju. I got 6 mana, so I can buy back Asmo again. They couldn't just have another counterspell, but that's my out. So let's go pitch Oval Chase. Turn on yields, save a little bit of time. Sack Underworld Cookbook, grab Asmo, green. Tap Oval Chase. Tap for black. Alright, buy back Asmo. Do you have responses, opponent? Okay. Cast you. Do you have your 4th counterspell? Oh no. Oh, okay, they're okay. I guess they could draw subtlety. I think this needs to resolve now because otherwise I can't kill the 11/11 Murktide. Alright, well, resolves, so I can have 7 foods. So I can kill the 11/11 Murktide. Wait, hold up. Oh, this is what I should do. Okay, kill Sheoldred. Go to combat. Hit you for 9. And then sack 4 foods, deal with the 11/11. You have a 7/7. Okay. I mean, I'm not dead yet. Alright, opponent. I'm yielding through the turn. You go to 12. Let's see what you got. I got 9. I got 12 power in play, but they got 11 cards in hand. Okay, they got 10 cards left in the library. Can I survive long enough to deck my opponent? Push Asmo, put me to 4. I can crack 2 foods next turn, go back to 10, and I also have a chump blocker, so I'm not sure whether or not they're attacking. My construct is going to become a 7/7. Alright, they showed me a Watery Grave. Another Watery Grave. Do they, like, have a Thassa's Oracle or something? Like, I'm confused by this decision to thin your deck further. Alright, they play a Grave. They shock it in. Interesting. Fatal Push, Tidebinder, Edict. Definitely going to be bringing in Pithing Needles, Haywire Mite, and such for game 2. Opponent's at 12, and now I have a bit more space on my clock, which is nice. But if they win this one, you know, I gotta come up with some wins in 16 minutes. What are they doing? Oh, they're clinging. Oh. Oh, I didn't think about that. Alright, GG opponent. Very nice. I always forget about Murktide Regent's other abilities. Okay, so they've got some important creatures. They've got the One Ring. I'm not sure there's anything else that's particularly important. Like, I could bring in another Boseiju to just handle whatever they're sideboarding, because I'm not 100% sure what it is. That's a pretty easy side in. Let's figure out what I'm taking out first. Probably drop Archivist. Sprawl is pretty bad. Geese probably aren't super important, and I can drop a Sweet's Revenge. I don't think I need the extra Boseiju. I'm just gonna submit like this. Alright, let's keep this clock advantage going. This looks like a fine hand. I will keep. I can go Goose into Took, which is pretty sweet. I would love a third land, so I won't fetch first. I'll lead on the Goose. And next turn I can also just choose to trail and then sack food with Goose and get a permanent. Alright. Preordain. Alright, back on the Preordain. One top, one bottom. Other nice thing about this deck is it doesn't draw a lot of cards. Ooh, well here... I mean, they could have Fatal Push, but this Archivist is going to be pretty strong. Yeah. So let's go Fetch, Basic, Archivist, Cookbook, Pass. I don't think I'm discarding anything, you know, but getting the initial power down is good. Next turn I can potentially draw a card plus pump it to a 4/5, which is, you know, one of the cool synergies in this deck. They can't get me with an Edict. They could have Bowmasters just to chump block. Or they could just have Counterspell. Alright, I'm going to lead on the trail. If they want to counter it, that's fine. I can just get in. Alright, counter it they do. Because I could discard something to get another artifact in play, but I don't want to push it. I would like to possibly Shadow Spear next turn, or get Took down, depending on how this goes. They could have Push plus Edict. Seize my Overgrown Tomb. Okay, that's interesting that they... Oh, well, they brought in Seize for Saga, of course. Have to remember that that no longer counts for forest count. Pretty important. Overgrown Tomb. So I could go Took. Or I can just Shadow Spear. It's probably best to just Shadow Spear, pump the Archivist, start gaining some life, close this game as quick as I possibly can. Next turn we can Took plus possibly Underworld Cookbook. Now they can just ring here, which will be annoying. Do you play the island? know, I'll just try to keep my plays tight. Depending on how my opponent plays this game, we might just, be able to clock them. Okay, let's sack the goose. You just got double edict. Murktide, alright. 7/7 Murktide. Does that mean I definitely want to discard something on the end step? No, because it's going to become a 7/8. Alright, I can yield to the turn. Okay, ooh, Oval Chase, perfect. Wow, that's probably the best possible draw we could have gotten. Let's go you. Discard Oval Chase. Make a 7/8. With lifelink. Combat. And that makes me think that they don't have a ring, because I would think you would lead on ring there. Hit you for 7. Go ahead, opponent. Unfortunately, if they want to remove Took, I can't draw a card yet, but if they're going to remove one of these two, they got to remove the Archivist. Engineered explosives on 1. Okay. I mean, they get rid of the cookbook and the trample, but I still have a threat that's going to outclass their Murktide. So this is interesting. I guess they could have a Bowmaster's Ping. This is going to become an 8 power creature. They're at 3. Let's say they have Bowmasters. I go to combat, they block with Murktide, flash in Bowmasters, ping Archivist, these trade, and they can chump block Took with one of their other cards, but they can't kill Took in combat. So I can just force the block. So let's lead on Goose so that we know we have the tokens in play depending on what they're going to do here. Pump our Archivist, and let's get in. Alright. I mean, I guess you could have a post-combat, but alright. And I'm not going to sack, if you're going to... Oh, okay, no Bowmasters. Alright, wow, I'm not sure what their hand is, but... I got 2 lethal threats in play. Alright. Alright, we're still up on clock. We're going to game 3. Is there anything else I want to change? I could potentially bring in Endurance as an extra threat, but I don't think I really want to cut anything else. I'm just going to submit the deck. Alright, let's do this. If we can get the win versus blue-black control, that would be pretty sweet. Pretty sweet indeed. I mean, this requires Finale to resolve, so I gotta mulligan this. Okay, this is a much better hand. Let's do keep. I don't have anything that interacts with Oval Chase right now, so I think it is the weakest card in the hand right now. I'll most likely draw a 3rd land in the coming turns for casting Took later. This way I've got plenty of interaction for the ring. What do I want to lead on? Do I want to lead on anything? Not particularly. I guess I could lead on Needle the ring. Let's do that. If they want to force this, nope. Alright. Probably like cycling Lorien Revealed is my guess. Okay. That Watery Grave. Because I don't think this deck really plays fast games. Alright, another that. So let's go ahead and resolve our... I'll hold the Verdant. Catacombs because I can potentially draw another forest, and then the fetch land can turn into the 1 copy of Gingerbread Cabin. Alright, they shock in, Watery Grave down. Alright, there's the cabin. So now I can play here. I can potentially just pass turn, crack food, get the trail activation, or I can put Took into a counterspell here. And they can have Tidebinder for my fetch land, so I'm going to lean on pass the turn. If they want to do something in the end step, I will respond to play around Tidebinder. Alright, they're drawing 2. I'm going to fetch now, get a basic. Next turn we can potentially play Cabin after casting Took if we can resolve that. Alright, they got 7 cards in hand, 8 cards in hand. And this is when clock just matters so much in games like this. Alright, maybe a preordain. Alright, EE on 1. Okay. Well, I will not be extending anything else into here, but we are going to do this. Crack. We'll extend the game, gain some life. Let's grab Shadow Spears, the better of the 2. Incidental life gain, super strong. Extending this game. Okay, now what do I want to do? I'm considering just Oval Chase. Play Cabin. I think they're planning on just EE. So, yeah, I'm just going to go Cabin. I could play the Took first, but again, getting Oval Chase down or drawing a counterspell on a card that I'm just going to get back is very strong against control. Now we can just play our card, yield through the turn. They can crack. And now they can get their ring down, potentially, and then I have Haywire Might. Alright, they had the push. Next turn, my plan is probably... Alright, there's the ring. Get your card. I'm definitely going to be casting Haywire Might. So now the question is, what could they have to interact for 1 mana? I'm not sure. So I think the best course of action here is Haywire Might. See what happens. Alright, sweet. Get our Oval Chase back. Get rid of your ring. Got 2 mana left. No 2 drops, so I'm just going to get Shadow Spear down, yield to the turn. Okay, next turn we can Took, we can Oval Chase. I'll probably just end up Oval Chasing. Also, that saves me the most clock time, because I'm just, I just get to play a card, yield to the turn. My opponent can feel free to dig through their deck and try to find something. Alright, what do I want to do? Alright, I got a Foothills, so I could have 5 mana. I'm just going to play Foothills, Oval Chase again, pass, and probably fetch. Well, I'll fetch now. They could have Tidebinder. I'd rather play around that, yield through the turn. If they don't have another removal spell, we can Shadow Spear on the Daredevil next turn. Alright, what you got, opponent? Alright, Shieldred's Edict. And here I'm just trying to use the Oval Chases to just grind through their... I feel like, they kind of have to respond quickly and handle my threats immediately, because my deck can just... It can play long games like this. The 1 ring on 2 is fine. if I can't handle it, you know, within the next turn cycle, I might be in risk of losing the game because they can have. Okay. Speak of the devil. Murktide itself. So let's see what happens. All right, Goose. All right, this is where I'm gonna lead on Took finally, and then see if we can resolve this Goose. That'll slow the game down, and I can chump block for a turn, and then probably start cracking foods. All right, Goose. Hopefully make 2 foods. Ooh, dress down. All right. Got the dress down, no foods for me. Yield through the turn. Yeah. Alright, what are you doing now? Opponent, nothing. I can yield through the turn again. Now I think I just gotta extend the game as long as possible, so I'm just chump blocking Murktide with Goose, even though Goose is kind of nice for getting trail triggers a little bit easier. Alright, EE on 1. Pop. Hit me for 7, put me to 12. I'll push on the Took too, dang. Alright, well, they got 7 cards in hand, and they got a 2-turn clock, and I lost my life gain, and they have 5 minutes. Ooh, Saga, oh my goodness. Now here I can crack food to dig for something, or I can just Daredevil. I think cracking food here makes a little more sense because I want to extend the game as long as possible. Get cookbook. Alright. This could extend the game even further. They have 6 cards in hand, so I'm imagining this eats a counterspell, but... Alright, counterspell, yield through the turn. Next turn, I can make Construct. They're going to put me to 8 here. I mean, I guess they could have Bowmasters, ping me to 14, untap, hit me for 9, put me to 5, and then I need to find something. Okay, they're going to 8, and then they're going to draw a million cards. Okay, so my opponent, I'm guessing my opponent will be able to eke this one out. They have such an incredible card advantage engine right now, it's ridiculous. This is what happens when you print a card that does what the One Ring does. Oof, insult to injury. Okay, well, you know, I think this game is pretty much over, but it was... I don't know if I would call this close. It felt close until they resolved, you know, the One Ring. Go to 5, they have lethal multiple ways. I can chump Sheoldred, but I'm still taking 9 with the Oval Chase. They have 7 cards in hand. Like, this is, like, ridiculous, you know? Like, I ground through many cards, and ultimately I'm just losing the game. Because my opponent drew 10 cards with 1 card for 4 mana. I'm just over here trying to draw 1 card with Elvish Archivist. Alright, well, lost to blue-black control, although I don't think that that's a good matchup for us. So we'll have to see what happens in the next ones, but it was an okay showing from Archivist. It did really do some good work in our win in game 2. So yeah, let's, I don't think I have too much to say. That is losing to the One Ring deck. It might as well have been any deck that plays the One Ring, you know? Like, who cares that it's blue-black control? You drew 10 cards for 4 mana. Okay, enough of my ranting about possibly my least favorite card ever printed ever. Let's go into the next match, and hopefully we're not playing against the One Ring. Okay, match 2. Won the die roll. Love to see it. I mean, it has a couple nice pieces, but no discard outlet for Asmo. Means this hand could just do nothing. So I'm going to mulligan that. Alright, there we go. We got the finale. So let's keep this. I feel like here we could bottom Knight of the Sweet's Revenge since we don't have enough mana to cast it yet, but it's also one of the more powerful cards in my hand. So I feel like I should bottom. Trail of Crumbs won't be online for a while, but it will be really nice when it is. I feel like bottoming Cookbook or Asmo makes the most sense. I guess I'm playing Cookbook turn 1. I want to do this. Okay. Okay. Let's go turn 1 Cookbook and then turn 2 hopefully resolve Finale. Kind of need to find an oval chase. I might even trail next turn before Finale, depending on what my opponent is playing. Okay, Savai Triumph makes me think... Oof, Chalice on 0. Well, good thing I kept... I mean, I have the Boseiju, but good thing I kept the Finale over the Asmo. Haywire. Haywire's tempting, but I think here what I want to do is get down the trail, and then, you know, I don't want to get Asmo in play until I can definitely get a removal spell. I think that this is probably Domain. Usually, like, you know, Domain control decks don't play the Triumph. Usually they play something else. So if they go... Okay. Okay, they binding, maybe binding the trail. If they binding the Cookbook here, I probably just need to pitch something, but I guess I have Haywire Might, which is nice. I can just get back whatever they exile. So I hope they actually exile Trail. Never mind. Because then I can get an extra food. I mean, they're thinking. Although I guess Might is probably better used on the Chalice. Okay, they take the Trail. Alright. Still don't have a creature in play, so I still kind of just want to slow roll things. So yeah, let's go Cabin, Might, and then plan on exiling the Binding end of turn. Or the Chalice, I don't know. Alright, Iteration. I guess this could be Control. Maybe it's just, you know, I'm just assuming that it's not. Got another Binding. Shotgun Temple Garden. Alright, they cast the Binding. What are you targeting? I'm imagining the Cookbook. Target the Cookbook. Now that I especially know Asmo is not going to be quite as potent, given that it's control and not domain aggro, I think I just say okay, and let's get this trail back. Get another food. Draw. If I draw a land, I'm definitely slamming Knight of the Sweet's Revenge. Perfect. Okay, yeah, I don't need a basic. Let's go Sweet's Revenge. So it's 4-color control. Now, I can Finale now, or I can save it and try to Finale for, like, Peregrine Took next turn. With the Trail Sweet's Revenge setup, I think I should probably just pass. I guess then they could hold up a counter spell. I think it's more I think this is more potentially powerful if I can get a Took in play against control. They do have me quite low on cards, though. Ooh, it's 5 color. Okay. Well, now I probably need to get Asmo and get this Dryad out of play. Otherwise, they're going to start getting me with Valakut triggers. Okay, just another land. Yeah, so I don't really need to play the land, so let's go cast for 0. Grab Asmo, search library. Get a cookbook, and we got the backup cookbook. Now let's go float double green, kill your Dryad, get 2 trail triggers. Let's grab Overgrown Tomb and Urza's Saga. Fortunately, we already played our land. Oh, we didn't. Oh, okay. For a second, I thought we already played our land for turn. So now let's go Cookbook. Let's discard now to have the second food token in play. And now end step, I can like sack a food, trigger trail. So let's pass the turn. Okay, now we got a pretty good setup going. Hopefully they don't have another Dryad. That could be quite bad. Well, if they have removal plus Dryad. Alright, let's see what you get off the iteration. Now I got the Boseiju in play and the Haywire Mite's in the yard, so Cookbook, Buyback, Haywire Mite, or Finale is all I have left. Shoot, they do have the Dryad. Well, this is okay, because they're going to go Dryad, and in response to a Valakut trigger, I can kill the Dryad. Okay, target, well now it's a fetch land. That's unfortunate, but we will still kill you, get 2 trail triggers. They're going to fetch in response, but alright, grab Goose, grab backup Sweet's Revenge. Okay, there. Now they fetch. Okay, and I think I can just yield through the turn. They'll hit me for 3. Oh no, they can't hit me for 3. They have to ping Asmo again. Yep, okay. So, soak up a Valakut trigger is pretty nice. Run through another Dryad is also nice. Okay, let's, how do I want to do this? I think here I want to fetch basic, play Goose, get a food, possibly play second Sweet's Revenge, 2, 3, 4, and then have 2 foods up. I guess I could also hold up Cookbook. I can't quite do that. Alright. Here we go. Let's do this, make another food. Now we've got Saga activation up, and I can pass the turn. And next turn I can start using Goose to sack foods and trigger Trail a bunch. God, Trail of Crumbs is so good in this deck. Like, it soaks up a lot of mana, but we have so much mana. Alright, Renin 6. I mean, that's not a huge threat right now. Grab Flooded Strand. Okay, I gotta be wary of my clock. Play another Dryad, dang. Okay. Next turn I may have to buy back, alright, what do you, kill the Goose. Ping me to 13. Now yeah, my plan might be make Construct, Ooh, binding. Already hitting the trail, maybe. I think it's a mistake to play the binding here. Okay, binding the trail. Yeah, that's fine. I think next turn I have to sack Cookbook, get back Asmo. Oh, but I don't have a card to... Then I won't have a discard. Oh, I can just get Shadow Spear. What am I talking about? I can just trample over this Dryad. Because it's a 4/4, so they only have one Valakut ping left. No cards in hand. I can make this 4/4, 5/5, 6/6, 7/7 trample. Although I probably... I guess if I get second Cookbook, I can buy back Asmo, but they can just kill the Asmo. I really think I need to get this Dryad off the play, though, and kill their Wrenn and 6. I think them being able to buy back fetch lands here with Dryad in play is really quite scary. Let's see what I draw. Draw a basic forest. So if I just get Shadow Spear, I can make another construct. I think I have to kill the Dryad, because then they're top decking. Oh, I can't cast the Asmo. Never mind, because of the Chalice. Okay. Never mind, we thought our way through it. Let's go get Shadow Spear. Okay, Shadow Spear, equip. They got 4 toughness, so I need to get another artifact in play. Let's pitch the Overgrown Tomb, make it an 8/8. And now I think we're basically out of Valakut range. Because we're going to gain 8 life here, go to 21. Alright, go to 21, and I'll hold the forest. And we have a food sacrifice up to get us to 24. If they top deck, you know, Bring to Light, I'll be dead. Plays Flooded Strand. Okay, put me to 18. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I see. Dang. I wasn't thinking about fetch. Although this pushes their life total down anyway. Okay. Next turn, I can probably just sack a Sweet's Revenge. Equip Shadow Spear. Pump it by like 5. Okay. So that dies. Okay, let's yield through the turn. Because what would lethal be here? What would lethal look like? They have 4 toughness. I would need 18 power. Draw for turn. Alright, what are we drawing? 6. I have access to 9 mana, so I can sack Sweet's Revenge. Plus equip Shadow Spear. Ooh, that's a great draw. Because now we can play the forest. And the double Sweet's Revenge is really nice. So let's equip you. Play forest. Sack Sweet's Revenge. Pump it by 4. Alright, so it's not lethal, but they had to waste all their fetch lands. So again, they're top decking. I blow my life total out of the water. Okay, I think this should be GG. I can just heal through this turn. 2 life opponent, what you got? Oh, did they really top deck Bring to Light? Oh my goodness. That's ridiculous. They just get Scapeshift. Jeez. Okay, well, they had one card that they could top deck, or I guess two. Dang, that's so unfortunate. Sheesh. Well, you know. I tried my best. It wasn't quite enough. My opponent played to their outs and drew exactly their outs. I mean, is this enough to kill me here? It should be, right? You get second Valakut and then however many lands they just sacked. And it's like too many triggers. I mean, we'll see. Shoot. Yep, that's enough triggers. I'll make them use a bit of their clock and stack them, though. Okay, alright. Well, definitely got to bring in all our Besagus for this matchup to deal with Dryads and Valakuts. Good to know they play 3 Valakut. Dang. Sheesh, I really thought we had cinched that game. Rather unfortunate. Okay, on to game 2. Okay, let's go sideboarding. Alright, this is control. They have a lot of planeswalkers. Let's bring in the Sire Gingers. Pithing Needles. They definitely play the One Ring. So, extra Haywire Might. All the Besajus. And then I'll probably bring in 1 Force to deal with Leyline Binding. And the Bitter Triumph. So we're kind of going to need to transform a lot. I'm happy to cut 1 land for a second Besaju, but the other ones I think should be spells. So let's cut a fetch. Okay, the Sprawl. Okay, Archivist is unfortunately not great in this matchup. It's a little slow, and we kind of have to race with their endgame plan. So let's cut the Drum. Let's cut the Sprawls. Cut a Goose. I think Sweet's Revenge is like our best card in the deck. Maybe the Bitter Triumph is less hyper necessary. Let's just cut the top end. Cut you, cut one of you, cut a Finale. I don't know, something like that. This could be wrong. You know, I'm bringing in a lot of cards. This is probably more a problem with my sideboard that I have this many cards for this type of matchup. Let's see. Oval Chase, Asmo, Trail of Saga. I'll just say keep. We shall fetch shock Goose. If we top deck a cookbook next turn, I'll be able to cast Asmo, so I need the black. Okay. Well, dang. Alright, 4-color control. Game 2. Bitter Triumph. Alright, let's go Saga Trail. We can sack a food at the end of their turn. If they get Ren in play, we can kill Ren, pitch Oval Chase, cast Asmo, or make a Construct next turn. Whichever one we'd like. Probably Construct is just correct. March the Saga. Okay. Rather unfortunate. Okay, what else you doing, opponent? So no Ren this turn. Plains. You doing something else? Oh my goodness. Alright, well then we will sack now. Grab. It's kind of greedy. I would probably need the land, but I just want this cookbook so I can get my Asmo in play and start pressuring my opponent's life total. Ooh, Force is probably a good draw. Because now I can actually just walk into like a Leyline Binding. Okay, got a removal spell up. Underworld Cookbook, go ahead. Okay. Our hand's not bad. It's a little bit conditional on hoping my opponent has certain cards. Or was this a Teferi? Alright, Teferi. Like, I could sack foods, kill Asmo in response here to stop them from drawing a card, but I want Asmo and I need it for my hand, so... Can kill the Teferi, but can't put Asmo in play unless... Oh, we draw a land. I guess the Teferi isn't really scary on this next turn. So I could just go Asmo and then next turn kill it with the Bitter Triumph. I think I'd rather do that. Like, they already got their card off of it. If they put a Renin 6 in play, that might be more important. Okay. Get another cookbook. Put another cookbook in play. Okay. Pass the turn. I'm not going to expose the third cookbook because they could have engineered explosives, which is probably the first thing I'm going to needle when I get the chance. They got their Valakut in play. Okay, they're just holding up open mana. Alright, let's see if we can kill the Teferi in combat. Attack Teferi. Alright, got the Teferi, and now we can hold up Force plus Bitter Triumph. So let's pass the turn. If nothing else happens, we get to sack food, trigger trail, grab a card. Iteration. Alright, opponent's at 17. Let's race. Or let's see if we can race. They got plenty of cards in hand. I got plenty of resources, though. Okay. Nothing else from opponent. So we will do the trail plan. Sack food. Trigger trail. Grab. Yeah, let's get Archivist here. Get another threat in play. I guess they have Supreme Verdicts in their deck, but let's go to combat first. And here, if I expose another threat, I can kill my threats in response to a Wrath. Alright, let's one of these this turn, pump it to 2/3, pass. I can get, I'll have 9 power if I untap with these 2 creatures. Alright, opponent, what you got for me? Cycle Triumph. Love to see that. I mean, they could have a couple Solitudes in hand and just be waiting to evoke them, but... Alright, end step. And because they're a Valakut deck, I'm just going to start sacking extra foods on my end step if I have the mana, even though I couldn't trigger trail that time. Draw for turn. What do we got? Another Asmo. Okay. So we'll do 1 Oval Chase to pump the Archivist, and then let's go to combat. Attack. See if they have Solitude or Binding. I can force a Binding in response to the ETB trigger. Okay, no Binding. Like, they've got 7 cards in hand, but I've got a much more impressive battlefield and 6 cards in hand. So I'm feeling pretty good here. Right, iteration. Like, here I feel like they need to basically wipe my board into I gotta march. Alright, you probably march the trail, I would imagine. Oh, march Asmo. So here I want Asmo in my graveyard. I'll kill Asmo in response, get 2 trail triggers. This is the niceness of trail. Okay, let's get Beseiju, get another interaction point. Ooh, Sweet's Revenge. Yes, please. Okay. This makes me think they probably have removal for this Archivist, because... Archivist? Okay, they got the Dryad. Alright, this is fine. You can do whatever you want in response. I have Beseiju. Oh, dang. Okay, trigger. So I can't Beseiju plus Bitter Triumph. Let's see what they target first. I'm assuming you just target me. If you're just targeting me, that's fine. I just don't want you to kill my Archivist. You have 2 triggers. You can do 6 damage. End step. Pump Archivist, and then I think we kill the Dryad with Beseiju. Well, I guess Beseiju is a little bit better on the Valakut. They can't kill... Alright, yeah. Let's do Beseiju. Heal through the turn. Like, I have lethal. They ping me twice to 11. And then they go search for, you know, something. Now I have... If I top deck... Does anything give me exactly lethal? Shadow Spear. But I can just Asmo. I think this game's hopefully very over. Unless they just have... Oh, they're shocking. Okay, they have Binding, but I can Vigor it in response to the trigger. So let's just go... Show you an Asmo, see what you do. And I need to hold up mana for the Force. Oh, no, never mind. Then I can't? How do I play this? Because if I just go to combat... If they let Sweet's Revenge resolve, it would be fine. This is tough. I know they have Binding, but if I just attack, they'll probably just block. Alright, let's just go to combat. Block it, or Binding. Alright, here we go. Wait for the trigger, cast the Force of Vigor. Here they definitely should have gone to blocks first. Force these 2. Hope you don't have Force of Negation. Okay. Doesn't get exiled. GG. Alright. I think that was pretty good. Felt good. Honestly, second Force of Vigor might just be in order. Due to the Dryad being like one of their best threats with Valakut. I could see cut a Daredevil or cut an Asmo. But I think I'm just going to resubmit. Probably incorrect, but, you know, I'm new to this. We have interaction, but not really any threats. Well, I guess Saga's kind of a threat. What does my opponent keep? Keeps. I think I should mulligan then. Okay, this is a little bit better. Let's keep here. Bottom, the weakest card is probably... Could be the Might, but it could be the Cookbook. Jeez. Let's bottom the... I've changed my mind. I am known to do that. Because the thing is here, we have to kind of wait for the Archivist until we can get it out of Ren and 6 ping range. So I can't just like slam it on 2 and hope to untap and trail. Another trail. I could get... No, I don't want to put Haywire Might in play. End step I'm going to consider not fetching because I want to draw another land and my life total doesn't super matter in this matchup. Okay, are you Ren and 6ing? Chalice on 1. Oof. Okay. That's rather unfortunate. Okay, that's why we play Force of Vigor. Alright, let's just get Trail in play. Even though, well, I guess I could put Archivist in play and then try to resolve the Trail next turn. They could still just have Ren and 6 ping, but either way, I don't know. We'll try this. Okay, thankfully I got a handful of castable cards except for the Haywire. This could have made a lot worse for me. Chalice on 1 makes me think they have second Chalice, which is probably just scarier, because they could Chalice on 0 here, or wait and Chalice on 2 next turn. It's interesting we haven't seen a Solitude yet, or a One Ring. You know, I wouldn't believe that my opponent isn't playing for Solitude for One Ring. But what are we doing? Alright, pending. We draw Boseiju. Alright, great. Well, now we got Boseiju for Chalice. Let's just go play fetch land, cast Trail. I'm going to hold the Foothills because if I draw another forest and not a fetch land, this can get turned into a gingerbread cabin, but if I fetch this upcoming turn cycle, it won't. Okay, my opponent could slam the ring here. Knight of Autumn. Kill Trail. Okay. That's okay, I have the second Trail. Like I said, not fetching right now. Draw. Ooh, Finale. Now here, this is unfortunate. I really want another land. Like, I could potentially Boseiju, Sweet's Revenge, Finale into kill your Dryad. That's a little more aggressive, but they're kind of low in life, and I need to do some stuff. Because I have about 9 minutes on my clock. Alright, Overgrown Tomb, play Boseiju, cast Sweet's Revenge. Hopefully they just don't have pending, or not pending, binding in response to this trigger. Because then I don't have second green. Alright, well they don't. Done. Search library. Get Asmo. Grab a cookbook. Here I'm just going to pass the turn though, because they might have I don't need to kill the Dryad immediately. Unless they, you know, do something else. Fetch tapped. Okay, I'm pretty sure they don't have binding then in hand. Go up to 4th card. Iteration. So I probably need to find Force or another Beseiju pretty soon, but I'm about to go Trail. And that's another reason why I'm not shooting this right now. If I don't have to, I'd rather keep the foods around to trigger Trail and just refill my hand before my opponent can stabilize. If I can find another Finale, I can just Finale for the other Haywire Might too. Cast it for 3 mana. Okay, what you up to, opponent? It's Fairy. Attack. Alright, they probably have Run in 6, so I'll just let this through. Or they're just threatening Ren in 6, you know. 2 damage is not a big, you know, problem. X equals 1. Exile Asmo. So now I can choose to... I think I just let this happen. I want to leave the foods to be able to trigger Trail. Giving me a much better mana advantage. Alright. Alright, I'll go to 11. Try to find something to do when I untap. Another Sweet's Revenge. Let's go Trail. Make another food. I would like to sack a food. Okay, they got a binding. Alright, let's let them target the Trail. Okay, target the Trail. Sack a food. Pay with the other food. Get... that's tricky. I don't have a discard outlet right now. So I feel like I get the threat. And I can't cast anything else, so let's just yield to the turn. Okay. Next turn I'll probably just cast Oval Chase. They're low on cards. Hopefully they don't top deck the One Ring. I just gotta hope they don't hit that, and then gotta try to race with what I've got available to me. Okay, just passing the turn. Ooh, draw the Beseiju. So now I can get the Chalice out of play. Alright, let's go hit your Chalice. We'll lead on Cookbook because I think Trail is really important here. So if they happen to have a counter spell, I'd honestly rather them counter the Cookbook. Okay. Pitch you. Got Endurance? No. Haywire. Exile, make it... Okay, no. Let's just pass the turn. Alright. Alright, I got 7 minutes. They got a little over 8. And here I can block first, which is why you do this. Block, say okay. Exile binding. Get the Trail back. Get a food. What do you got now? Force these two. Okay, nothing I can do about that. And they oh. Draw, okay, Goose, that's good. Can I Sweet's Revenge plus? Okay. Let's go Sweet's Revenge, Goose, Oval Chase. You'll do the turn. I've got them on a faster clock, so I'm guessing they're... Oh, I forgot about binding. Wait, did I? No, I didn't know about binding. Never mind. Alright, I've gone through 2 Besages. Alright, I have 6 foods. Goose can become a 6/6. I got 3 cards in hand. I got none. Unfortunately. I mean, if I find another Goose, that could be pretty strong. Okay, to Fairy. Guessing you... What do you bounce here? Okay, bounce the Goose. I guess that makes sense. Plays a land. Alright, no Dryad, no Valakut in play. That's all good things. I do need to find something. Archivist is a thing. Cast you. Trigger. Pass the turn. So now I gotta save all my foods because okay, I got 7 foods, so I can pump. Now I just gotta watch out for Wrath. What you doing, opponent? Alright, we're getting closer on clock. If I can keep this fast play up, I can pressure my opponent a little bit more. Hopefully I can top deck. I guess Archivist would have been a reason to hold the second Sweet's Revenge, but, you know. Only 2 in the deck right now after I sideboarded. Oh geez, so they just have Bring to Light. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 7 lands, so you could get double Valakut 5 mountains, but without... I don't know if they have... They would have to know that there's 5 mountains in their deck. They have they have 4 mountains already. Like, this is scary. I'm imagining they're looking at their list and doing math right now. Because if they have 5 mountains left, you know. But even if they just left a couple mountains in play, like even if they only had 4 mountains, I'm still dead. You know, like... Okay, they took some time. If they have Wrenn and 6, I don't want to lose the Archivist, so I'm going to wait until it gets out of direct damage range. I mean, this just seems like Bring to Light Scapeshift, right? We'll see how many triggers they can get. I can sacrifice 1, 2, Verdict. Okay. Got 2 cards in hand. Top decking. Dang. Alright, play you. You'll do the turn. Now I just gotta hope they can't close this game. like immediately. Oh, jeez. Oh no! Do they really just have Dryad Bring Delight? Oh my gosh. Alright, well I gotta turn off auto yields. Let's see. Can I gain enough life to not die? I highly doubt that. Because they're gonna get 2 Valakutes. So they should get... this is like so many triggers. Alright, well... It was an okay run. Scapeshift is just... wow. This deck looks really impressive. I mean, I know, you know, this deck probably doesn't match up really well against it. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 16. You got 16 triggers, 32 damage. I can't gain enough life for that. So, GG opponent. Dang, I really thought I was gonna pull ahead that one. All right, well, yeah, probably should have brought in the second Force of Vigor. But they were really just able to shut down my card advantage engines, and they just are top decking, you know, and they have cards that say I win the game. Bring Delight specifically is pretty much I lose. So it was a pretty good game, though. You know, we were pretty close in that third match, and very close the first one. I forgot how close that was. So still a decent showing for the deck, I think. Let's go on to the next one. Match 3, starting up. Lost the die roll. Okay. Alright, we got Finale, Trail, and Took. It's an okay hand. We're on the draw. I think we can keep. Let's play tap land, turn 1. Right, basic planes for the opponent. It's unfortunate that first game I really misjudged the deck, you know, thinking it was aggro, you know, domain when it was actually 5-color control. Did not help my odds that first game, I don't think. Oh, here we go. Secluded Courtyard. Alright, humans, mono white. Most likely. Alright. Okay. So because that's a 2-3, I think I just want to get Asmo in play now and stop a potential card advantage engine. Grab a cookbook, and I didn't draw the third land, so, you know. Well, I guess they probably have at least green in their deck. Killing. I've played against this card, I think, once before. It's pretty interesting, because you could, like, Reflector Mage. Okay, no, that's red. Oh. You playing, good old Jeskai. 3/3 Flying Vigilance. Yep, there we go. Alright. It's definitely a threat, but, you know, it doesn't get them cards. Sweet. So now we can go Saga, Trail, Cookbook, hold up removal spell. Probably will be discarding one of the backup Asmos. I don't think we're going to need all 3 of them. And getting Took in play, I think, is going to be, you know, then we, you know, the card advantage. We only have to discard 1 card to get a food. I mean, if they just go combat attack with Manus Rider, I'll probably Copper Coat, Ward 1. I can't pay for Ward. So let's go do this now. Again, Kellen gets you cards. So let's kill Kellen. And you'll do the turn. Coppercoat Vanguard. Alright, take 4. What else you got? You got like a Thalia. Ooh, Thalia's Lieutenant. Scary. So I definitely need to deal with that Mantis Rider. Like, I'd love to make a token, but... ah, jeez. Like, I could play Sweet's Revenge here, but then I only have 1 mana left over. I would have to discard something else. Can I take another hit in the air? This is only going to be a 2/2. I think here I have to go cast Took. And now I can pitch the backup Trail. Fetch basic, pay for ward. This takes 5 power out of play. This takes 3, 4. This also takes 5 power out of play. But for now, I'm just going to pass. I want to see what they do first before I decide what I'm killing. Like, if you go to combat and just hit me with Mantis Rider, I'll probably kill that. But if you have some more aggressive play, I might have to kill the Vanguard to reduce the amount of power in play. Is this another Mantis Rider? This could be a serious problem. Okay, it isn't. Is it a Reflector Mage? Reflector Mage, dang. Alright, I'll let you target. You want to bounce that. So, again, if this becomes just a 2/2, right, so if I kill this, it takes 3, 4, 5 power out of play, but this also can't attack, instead of just killing the Mantis Rider. And then I take 6. So I'm going to kill the Vanguard, and then I get a Trail trigger too, and I don't have to pay for ward. Let's grab the basic. I don't want to... Okay, kill your Vanguard. You have some kind of protection spell? I would think you don't, but I'm prepared to be wrong. Unless they have another 1/1 human, then they could play and also get the Thalia's Lieutenant through, in which case I think that this would be incorrect, but can't cast Asmo next turn, which is definitely a problem. Would take 4. Not take 4? Okay, take 4. Go to 7. Most likely I'm slamming Sweet's Revenge, but I might need to make... Okay, Vile. Vile not really, you know, scary with them having no cards in hand. So I can't cast Asmo, but if I top deck a Finale, I can get Asmo in play. So we shall see. Draw. Alright, Overgrown Tomb. I think here I just need the power in play, and I can get Shadow Spear. Say okay. Probably get Shadow Spear. I don't see why I would get anything else. Get Shadow Spear. And then I can equip Construct, and again, they'll only be able to hit me with flying in the air. Put me to 3. Equip Construct. 5/5. So only bad if they have another Reflector Mage. I can also pump this even further, so please no Reflector Mage. 2 cards. Oh no. Or I guess another Mantis Rider leaves me dead. Oh no. Unfortunate. Doesn't have reach. I can't draw anything. I don't have any free spells, so I'm dead. Alright, aggro deck. Bring in removal. What is good against them? I think otherwise we should be pretty well set up versus humans. I think we just want threats. So bring in Bitter Triumph. I could bring in another Beseiju. I think that's probably correct. Cut of Foothills, just to have an extra thing against artifacts and enchantments they bring in. Who do we want to cut? We could cut probably just the drum or a sprawl. Let's just cut a sprawl. Okay. Cookbook, Finale, Might, Saga. I think I can keep here. Let's go Fetch Shock, play Cookbook. Grab Overgrown Tomb. Hopefully find our way to a Oval Chase at some point. Next turn we can potentially Might an Ether Vial. Ooh. Let's go. Ooh, and there's the Oval Chase. Does that mean I just want to get Asmo in play first? No, I'd rather slow their roll. Get that out of play. I just want to do this now to save some time. Yield through this turn. Yield through your turn. Next turn, make a construct. Backup Vial. Alright. Bitter Triumph is a nice draw. Access to 2 Asmos. We drew the Oval Chase. I think this, this should be a pretty textbook. Just Asmo removal spell on your humans game. And we're going to lead on the Asmo first when we eventually do cast things, because if they Reflector Mage it, we can still untap in Finale, like I talked about last game. Okay, alright, opponent, what you got going for you? So Construct's going to be a 4/4. Probably just gets Shadow Spear, depending on what they do. Because if they play Thalia or something, I can just go Construct, Shadow Spear, equip, cast Asmo next turn, kill your Thalia. That could be quite strong. Alright, what we got? Adeline. Whenever you attack. That is definitely going to need to get killed. So let's go discard Oval Chase. Make a construct. 1 mana stuff. It's probably nothing super scary. If I top deck a black source, I can also make a construct, and I think that is what we will be. Oh wait, but I can get Shadow Spear. I just want to get Shadow Spear. I'm greedy. Give me the Shadow Spear. Shadow Spear. Discard Oval Chase. Equip Shadow Spear. Cast Asmo. Get a cookbook. Okay, they just concede. Wonderful. Yeah, I don't really think... Yeah, I think I just resubmit. Asmo gonna be so important in these matchups. What do we got? Only one land. I think it's just a mulligan. Do they keep? They kept. It's mulligan. Okay, removal plus Archivist I think is fine. Other than I gotta bottom something. I mean, let's keep bottom Boseiju. I want to hold on to the power in my hand, which is the Sweet's Revenge. Okay, Hierarch. Okay, you're probably gonna have a fast start. I could lead on Drum. Honestly, yeah. Let's lead on Drum, and then next turn we can Archivist, tap it, resolve the cookbook, get a trigger, and then potentially next turn Sweet's Revenge. Thalia. Okay, well that plan is turned off now because of the Thalia. Thanks, Thalia. Finale. We could cookbook first, but I think we just cast the Archivist, and next turn we can potentially kill the Thalia with the Bitter Triumph. Probably just paying life. I don't have an Oval Chase in hand. Would love to draw a land. Meddling Mage, okay. Scary. What's your name in? Maybe Asmo? Yep. Okay. Sealed through the turn. Nice having the finale. Take 3. Okay. Trail of Crumbs. Ooh, we could resolve Trail. Get to draw a card. Or we could resolve Cookbook and pump Archivist. I think I'd rather go... I can take a little bit more damage this upcoming turn, but this could draw me a land, and it also pumps Archivist for next turn. Ooh, Saga. I'd love to save this for next turn. Is that a bad idea? Finale. Get Asmo. Yeah, let's just play this turn. Next turn, probably make Construct is the better plan. Champion. They're stuck on lands. So... what you doing? Sanctifier. Okay. Thankfully I got this Archivist that can block the Sanctifier. Take 4. Go to 10. I've got an Archivist. Now I have access to 4, potentially 5 mana, which means I could 3 plus 2. I could go get Asmo, but I think just making a Construct here. Oh, in fact, let's do. We can actually cast Cookbook plus that. Okay. Let's get a basic. Cast the Cookbook. Pump the Archivist. Now we get to pump the Archivist twice, and we can potentially tap the. Well, we have to tap the Archivist. Oh, I guess this wasn't the greatest plan, because I have to tap Archivist, but I should have done math first before I committed to this plan. 4 cards in opponent's hand, 3 mana. Like, if they have Reflector Mage here, I mean, maybe that's not the worst of my problems. Okay, what you got? What you got? Take 6. Take 7, go to 2. That seems bad. Yeah, probably was a mistake to do that. But we learn, live and learn. Opponent's thinking black mana. Okay, exile player's graveyard. Humans you can control gain hexproof and indestructible. Okay. Exile my land, pump your champion. Now, the Thalia is the biggest problem. Oh, are they not even going to get in? I think that is a huge mistake. I think they just needed to end this game. But now I get to blow up my board. Alright, untap. Draw for turn. Definitely want to get Shadow Spear again. So I could make a construct, but then I can't cast this finale. I think I'm going to want a finale. Jeez. This is so tough to think through for me. There's just a lot going on. Because I can potentially finale, like, kill Thalia. And then I have a much better board presence. Can I equip Shadow Spear plus finale? I think I can if I tap the Asmo. Okay. Alright. Let's go get Shadow Spear. Pump Archivist. Finale for 0. X is 0. Go get Asmo. And now I can also sprawl something and draw off Archivist. Get a cookbook. I think cookbook now becoming the least important in my hand. Oh, I can actually get 2 kill spells off here if I kill Thalia because I have the Bitter Triumph. Oh, but no, I want to equip. Okay, never mind. Pitch. Maybe the sprawl is actually the worst. Pitch sprawl. Oh, wait. Okay, how much toughness, how much power do they have? 2, 4, 6, 8. They have 11 power, so if I just attack with the Archivist, I could be in some serious trouble. They could kill it, but I'm going to gain so much life. Like, I can pass the turn, or I can hit for 9, put me to 18. 8, 11, like 12, 13. I mean, maybe I'll just be conservative. Alright, I'll hold off one more turn. They still have this, I forgot about the Gina that lets them sacrifice it for stuff to gain hexproof indestructible. So I think I kind of need to hold off one turn. They still can only get, like, one. Ah, dang it. Now they could Reflector Mage, though. Could be really bad for me. Alright, Copper Coat. So now, if I want to sack to kill somebody, I probably just need to kill the Copper Coat, so I don't think it matters. Because if they're actually going to combat, you know, I've got a 9/10 lifelinker. See what you do. Attack with nobody. Sounds about right. Alright, Catacombs puts me to 8, but then I can get Gingerbread Cabin. And then play Sweet's Revenge. Do some nonsense. Let's get cabin. Now, 11 power. I mean, I should probably just pass again. I can hold up multiple removal spells because of the Bitter Triumph. So I think I just have to pass one more time. And then kill some stuff next turn in response to a Gina activation. Whoa, this is a tough match. This is so weird. Like, I think I'm probably misplaying here, but this is... this is so weird. Alright, what do you got? Fletcher Mage? Jeez. Now I'm in serious, serious trouble. Bounce Archivist? Am I just dead? Can I do anything in response to this? I have no clue. Let's just let it resolve and let them go to combat. Because then I am probably going to have to respond to things. Like, I got to try to get Copper Coat plus Champion out of play. So I want them to decide what they're committing to the board first. I think pitching backup Cookbook. I guess we could pitch the Archivist. We'll probably just be lifelinking the Construct. All right, just attack with the Champion. Exalted. Okay, before that happens, let's target the Gina. Or just target the Champion? No, target Gina. Jeez, this is so hard. I'm like, this is... Target Gina. I'm not paying for any trails. I gotta pay for ward. Sack and response, and then I'm gonna indestructible. Let's pitch Cookbook, make a food, kill Champion. This time I can pay for the ward, so I can dig a couple cards. Let's get Saga, Cookbook, pay for ward, kill you, yield through the turn. Alright. What a weird game. Oh, that's right, I can't cast you. Okay. Play Saga, equip Construct, pass the turn. Hold up, Bitter Triumph. Probably should have played... I can't overthink things at this point. I don't have enough time for that. Dahlia's Lieutenant. Shoot. That's not good. Alright, put counters on everybody. Probably gotta kill the Coppercoat Vanguard if they attack. Right? Kill Vanguard. Block Sanctifier. See what they do. Okay, it's a 5-power creature. Let's go Bitter Triumph, your Coppercoat. Discard second copy of Sweet's Revenge. That'll take this down to 4 power. Then I can block Construct. Kill Thalia, gain 5, go to 13, and then I think we're fine. Cavern. Alright, what else you got, opponent? 2 cards in hand, playing something else. Vial. You'll do the turn. Okay, alright. Let's go Archivist. Pitch. Okay. Okay, there we go. Alright, they realized the writing was on the raw wall with the lifelink. Whew. Run out of time there, but, you know, that's a pretty classic matchup for a food deck, you know. Pretty easy win, I think, against humans. Well, not necessarily easy, but expected for me. Alright. First win versus humans. Deck looked fine against them. Yeah. Let's go on to the next one. Alrighty, match 4. Won the die roll. We're 1-2 right now. Alright, we got the trail and the cookbooks. Hand doesn't have a 3rd land, but it could be okay. I guess if it doesn't have a 3rd land, we're kind of doing nothing. Okay, I've changed my mind about it. I'm mulliganing. Okay, this one's got access to Saga. Let's keep bottom sprawl. Lead on Goose. And if they don't kill Goose, you know, we get to alright, playing against Yawg. My hand is not super set up against Yawg, but we'll see if I can make it work. If I can get this Asmo in play before they drop a Yawg, I can just kill their board, hopefully. Which is why I'm just going to be making foods with this Goose for the foreseeable future. It's Strangleroot. Oh, Hapatra. Shoot. Hapatra needs to immediately die. Alright. Okay, they can't drop Yawg next turn, so we can either make Construct or, like, play Trail. I don't think I really want to play Trail here. Let's just slow their aggression for a turn, and then next turn we can get Cookbook off the Saga, get Asmo in play, kill the Hapatra, and probably one other thing. Alright, they have the Grist, so here they can, what, sack Yawgmoth, kill my Goose? No, they're just making a 1-1. Mill Wall of Roots. Next turn they will have plenty of creatures to sacrifice. Unfortunately, I'm not playing Pithing Needle in this list. Alright, we draw the Cookbook. So we could go get Shadow Spear instead. But if I want to drop Asmo, I think I need to. I can't make a Construct. So we can get second Cookbook or Shadow Spear. I can't really equip Shadow Spear, but I think it's going to be important down the line. Alright, let's get the Shadow Spear, cast Cookbook. I guess we could equip and cast Asmo and still hold up a removal spell. So let's bin... We're not really close to Knight of the Sweet's Revenge at the moment, and I'm expecting a removal spell on Asmo next turn. So I think let's kick the Sweet's Revenge, make a food. Yep, equip construct. Let's see if we can hit their grist down. Like, they could quad block to save the grist, but they're not going to. Okay, so we do that, and then we're going to cast Asmo. And now here, they could have Cord for Yawg. And so I should just kill Hapatra right now. Pass the turn. Because if they had Cord for Yawg now, I've cut them off from that. At least this turn. Always got to be thinking about the Cord. So next turn I can play like Trail plus. Now if they have Yawg, they can still kill, I think, Asmo, I guess. Okay, they got the Yawg. But I also still just have my 4/4 lifelink construct. Okay, you come back. Asmo, let's just yield to the turn. Hopefully I'm hoping to draw a land. They're just going to refill their hand. It's rather unfortunate. They do have to give up the Yawgmoth, though, if they want to take the Asmo out of play. Looks like that's what they're going to do. Okay. You know, I'm keeping my life total quite high, though, with this lifelinker. Another cookbook. So I can't trail plus get Asmo back in play. I can bin cookbook, cast Asmo, play second cookbook. That feels so bad. But I have to be able to stop them from comboing. So, yeah. Ugh. It feels gross, but I think it's what it has to be done. Cast you. Get another cookbook. Play the cookbook. Hit you for 6. I am going to hold off on the, you know, they might not be able to go for a combo kill here. They're at 9. So like a traditional win with, I mean, I think I've held them off from like a easy traditional win, but they can still find Blood Artist. But that, you see, and this is why I have it set up like this, so there's like a fly flying around. If they do try to go for like a Blood Artist win, they would have to be able to kill Asmo plus Blood Artist. So that's fine. What else you got? Second Yawgmoth. Okay. So they've got the draw loop, but they can only go a few cards deep. Halfling, okay. I guess I should have discarded in response to that to stop Asmo from being able to be killed in response to something. Here, do I want to do that? I think probably. I'll go for it now if they want to sack their other stuff in response to kill Asmo right now. I think that pushes their life total low enough. Okay, so give me a 2/2. Because I do want to push them to do as many of these sacrifices as possible, because I'd rather not use a removal spell if I don't have to, because I don't want to lose the power on my construct so that I can trample over everything and gain some more life. They've got a lot of toughness. They got 10 toughness. They got 10 toughness. Interesting. Okay. Give up their halfling. Got 7 cards in hand. They could chord now for 2. Proliferate. Interesting. So they're going to proliferate the -1/-1 counters. So here if I sack, this becomes a 4/4, and then it'll become a 3/3 with the other -1/-1 counter. But I can kill a wolf, I guess. I probably need to do this. They'll probably sack, make this a 3/3, and then make it a 2/2 lifelinker. Jeez. Well, my opponent will possibly just be able to... Interesting. Okay. Proliferate. Alright, Goose, Asmo, Dying, Construct is a 3/3. They have a 3/3 Young Wolf. Because now I can't really attack through, which is the unfortunate thing. Hopefully I top deck, like, honestly, like, an Oval Chase would be pretty good. Looking for next game where we have the Pithing Needles. Okay, it's just a Verdant Catacombs. Let's play Trail, make this a 4/4. If I attack now, they would have to double block. So let's just attack. They have to block. If they block with Yawg, I get to kill it. So, yeah, I don't have 7 power. Then there's no point. I don't need the extra life. I'll just kill Yawg. Alright, go. Oh, I should have played my land. That's okay. Forgot to. They might just have another Yawg. Into second Young Wolf. Something like that. I mean, they've gone through 2 Young Wolves. They don't have their Hapatra, which is great. But I have nothing, so... They're at 3. Ooh, Sheoldred. Dang. I didn't even realize I haven't played against Yawg enough in, like, the more recent meta. Oh, no. So now they just gain 2 life every time they draw a card. Oh my gosh. So next turn they can probably just set this up to... honestly, I would probably exile Grist right now if I was them. Because they get to tick up with Sheoldred and Young Wolf. But they could also exile Yawg. I might just pack it in, depending on what we draw. Because once they start gaining life with the Sheoldred, you know, I'm going to be in huge trouble. I mean, I guess having the land in hand is okay. If I top deck Asmo, I can go discard land, make second food, cast Asmo, kill Sheoldred. This is my last chance to kill Sheoldred before they put another counter on it. Like, I'm at 30, but I don't know. I don't think I can possibly win this game. Let's see what I get off the trail. Let's crack a food, activate trail, and I'll see what I have left. And depending on what I have. Okay. I I'm just going to concede. They get a handful of cards. I need some time to win as well. Alright, let's bring in the Bitter Triumph. Let's bring in the Pithing Needles, the Stone of Erech. What am I... Ooh, yeah, they have... Might want to bring in another Beseiju. Cut a Foothills to have another removal spell for their Agatha's Soul Cauldron. I could potentially bring in the other Haywire Might. Let's do some cuts first. Archivist pretty bad with their Bowmaster plus Yawg hands. So I think honestly cut like that. I should probably have a second Might. Cut the other Sprawl. Alright, let's try that. Alright, now we know what we're up against. Makes this a little bit easier. Needle, Saga, keep. Okay. Let's go. Yes. Needle. Yawgmoth, Ran Physician. Okay, next turn we can play Saga, get Might in play. Make some tokens. We get Took. This honestly is maybe reason for playing Saga on the next turn, because then Saga will also make a food because of how Took works. Honestly, I feel like I'm up for it. They might have Bowmasters to kill my Haywire Might, but I have, you know, at least the main part of their combo locked down, and I have the Saga coming. Let's do that. Bowmasters. Okay, Wallerwards. I mean, they are setting up for a Yawg on turn 3, but... Alright, let's go Saga. Took. Yield to the turn. Now next turn I can Construct plus hold up Haywire Might. And I'll make an extra food off of the Construct coming into play. And then I'll have 3 forests, and this can become Gingerbread Cabin. And probably I'll just get another Pithing Needle name Agatha's Soul Cauldron, or I'll get another Pithing Needle named Grist. Okay, well, they exile my Saga, so that changes that plan. Trail of Crumbs. Forest, trail, make 2 foods. Go to combat, get 1 damage in. Next turn we can get Gingerbread Cabin, go to the 4th food, sack 3 foods, get 3 trail triggers, which is pretty good. We need to hope they don't have like Force of Vigor plus Yawgmoth. That would be quite strong. We really are looking for an Asmo here. But we also need a cookbook, I guess. I got 5 in hand. Patra. Grist. Probably just... Okay, no, they're making a 1-1. Alright. Yield to the turn. Beseiju. Not particularly helpful. Let's go get gingerbread cabin and do what we talked about. Crack. Okay, saga. I'll take the tomb, I guess. Stone. Alright, there we go. Draw a card. Now I'd rather play Stone of Uruk. And next turn we can Besage You plus. So now we have their combo kind of cut off on 2 axes. Pass the turn. Next turn we can just destroy whatever we want with Besage You just to have the discard outlet to get Asmo in play. And we can have a removal spell up for whatever they have in play. I imagine they sack like insect, kill, took, do stuff. Okay. I think here I can just yield through the turn. I don't have anything. Night of the Sweet's Revenge would probably be the best top deck. Cookbook would be good. I'm not under a lot of pressure. Oh, I didn't realize that's how that worked. I guess I could have blocked and saved some damage. It helps if you read the card. Really helps if you read the card. Ooh, no. E-Witness, get back Terra Sunder. Terra Sunder, the Pithing Needle. At least they can't Yawg right now. So I have a little bit of time. Trail, backup trail. Well, let's see if you want to destroy this in response to the trigger. I would think that you don't, but maybe you do. Interesting, okay. Well, now you can't get rid of my Pithing Needle. And I will Besage You your Pendelhaven, I guess. Okay, whatever. Asmo, cookbook, make another food. Get a cookbook. Cast the cookbook. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the triggers off trail here. They still have... Here, killing Hapatra doesn't make a difference for Cord, so I'm just going to pass first. They can still Cord for 4, even with Hapatra dead. I would rather see if they're trying to do something else. I feel like you start with a Grist downtick and make me... Yeah. And in response to this, I will for sure kill Hapatra. Most threatening card. Yield through the turn. Oops. Don't have any mana, unfortunately. Yield through the turn, excuse me. Okay. Asmo down. Next turn, not sure what I'm doing, but I've got my hate pieces in play. Okay, all right. Draw for turn. Draw backup cookbook. Okay, so I could get Asmo back, but I would rather, dang it. They got the endurance. Shoot. That's frustrating, because I should have played the other cookbook first, but... Make a food. Well, now I'm extra glad I didn't go for the other plan. Now here, I would like to have a mana up to crack food plus activate trail. So let's shock in. They got some damage. I have to find something. Might have to sacrifice my stone at some point. Geist. Now I'm getting hit for 4, 6. Getting hit for 7, going to 6. And then going back up to 9. I really need to find something like this turn. Okay, let's do what we talked about. Go back to 7. Trigger trail. Grab a Sweet's Revenge. I mean, Sweet's Revenge is good. But it's for sure good. I can dig through my deck a little bit more. Needle. Probably will end up needling Soul Cauldron. Can I even resolve this Sweet's Revenge? I'll have 2 foods. I need to be able to sack a food to survive. Okay. I think that's all I can do. I have to sack food, go to 10. Yeah. Alright. Go ahead, opponent. I suppose I should have done that on my turn to potentially hit. Oh, I couldn't have hit Asmo plus land. Alright. Well, we'll see if I can survive here, but even with my hate pieces, this could just be game over from basically mono green aggro, which is, you know, why Yawgmoth is so strong. Force of Vigor, my 2 hate pieces. Jeez. Okay, well, that's probably the writing on the wall. I'll let it happen, but this is gonna end our chances for a positive record, right? Because we already lost a game. Yeah, we already lost game 1. Hierarch. 6. I should just do my food thing now. Let's just, alright. Pitch cookbook. Make another food. Sack of food. Sack of food. Pay for the trail. Find Peregrine Took. You can try to kill me, opponent. Oh wait, do they just have lethal if they just attack with a Geist? I think they just have lethal. Alright. We don't need to draw this out. GG, opponent. Alright. Easy 0-2 loss to Yawg. Yawg is just quite strong. Dang, even with the Pithing Needle plus Stone of Erech, you know, they just, that deck is so grindy. Yeah, you know, I think so far my impression of this deck is just that I made it way too slow with the Elvish Archivist. Like, I don't think Elvish Archivist is bad in the shell, but it's just kind of hard to win quick enough to challenge most of the modern decks. So I think it's still a better fit in the aggro Gruul Inti deck I played like last week. because it's a little bit more aggressive in that shell, because you can get more artifact triggers more easily. This deck is interesting, but I think this will become a one-time test, and will, go back in my brewing portfolio for a possible future deck. All right, let's finish this league up. All right, match 5. Win the die roll. It's a little slow. But what the heck, we can only at best get a 2-3, so might as well just try some different hands. Got access to Cabin. I think I want to hold the Cookbook to trigger Archivist maybe, but that's probably wrong. Again, I think Archivist just a little too slow in this deck. Alright, what's the opponent up to? Search for tomorrow. Interesting. Yeah, let's just drop Archivist. I mean, if they're not playing, this is probably Scapeshift, or like Titan Valakut, Red Green Titan. So I don't want to expend something here because they could just have Bolt or Renin 6 ping. I mean, I guess I won't yield through the turn just in case they would possibly go for a Renin 6 ping. But see what my opponent's up to. Sakura Tribe Elder. Okay. Let's just yield through the turn. I don't want to give up a card right now. My plan is to... Let's go Archivist. Fetch. Shock makes a difference. Alright, make some 2/3s. They're going to chump block. Next turn, they're going to have access to 5 mana, I think. Right, this gets 3, that's 4, play land 5. So they can't Titan me next turn, I don't think. But the following turn, they for sure can. Let's see, can I find lethal if I discard a card at end of turn? I could pitch Asmo, that's 8 power, untap with 12. Put them to 4. I think I might need the Asmo though. If they're going to Titan next turn, I need to have a removal spell up for it. They don't have a Valakut yet. The Seiju, my Cookbook. Well, now I can't cast Asmo anyway. So I think we just got to go in on the Archivist plan. Oh no! Well, the Archivist is still a clock, but alright, there's the Asmo. Let's go pump, hit you for 6. Hopefully you don't have a Titan and I can Goose, make it an 8, untap, make it a 10. So hopefully draw like Shadow Spear or Cookbook. Alright, they got the Valakut. Goose. I feel like they gotta have maybe like an Endurance or something to block. Oh shit, okay. Well, they only had 2 cards, I guess. I wasn't even paying attention to their hand. Sweet. So it still ended up with lethal from the Archivist. Playing against Red-Green Scapeshift Titan, probably. So, let let's bring in the Besejus for Valakuts. Bring in, they're probably playing the One Ring. Bring in a Needle, bring in second Might. Probably Bitter Triumph for a Titan. Let's cut a fetch. Use one of these Besejus as our land. Other two as spells, I think, is what I'm trying for now. So honestly, Archivist helped close that game pretty quickly. So I feel like that can be a strong plan here. Let's cut the sprawls. Maybe cut a goose. Possibly cut a trail. Alright, let's cut a trail, call it a day. That's an unexpected game 1 victory for me. Last time I played Red-Green Titan, I got absolutely demolished. I think I was probably playing Sultai Time Sith though. Got Finale for Asmo. We got Sagas to draw cards on Archivist. Opponent keeps 7. Is what I have fast enough? Probably not. But what else are we looking for? I don't know. What the heck? Like I said, this is just kind of a fun match. I'm gonna just try to preserve my life total as much as I can. So I'm just gonna play Overgrown Tomb tapped unless I draw a 1-drop. I do not, but that is a good draw. So next turn the plan is to fetch Basic Forest, Finale for Asmo, and then the following turn I can Archivist, play Saga, draw a card. Although if they threaten... Alright, they got a Valakut. I might have to instead hold up Beseju then on the following turn. This turn is still the same plan. Let's get Basic, Finale, get ourselves an Asmo, grab that cookbook. I'll yield to the turn now. Probably bolting Asmo here. Oh, nope. Get a cookbook. Alright, so they go up to 4th, 5th. They can have 5 lands. Again, they're not up to enough to Titan, I don't think. So, ooh, Bitter Triumph. I can't have 2 foods up. Let's just go to combat, see what happens. Attack. Alright, lose the Grazer. I'd like to hold up Beseju plus removal, so I don't think I want to play Archivist this turn. I can always get a trigger on it next turn. So let's do that, and... yeah, I think I just have to hold up Bitter Triumph plus Beseju. But that's totally fine. They're fetching, maybe get Sheltered, oh, you get Cinder Glade, okay. Because if they have the Titan now, oh, they got 2 Valakuts. Okay. Well then, in that case, I still want to Beseju, so let's Beseju their untapped land. Gotta get one of these Valakuts out of play. We got 3 cards in hand. Right, Dwarven Mine, interesting. Do we want to Bitter Triumph that? No. Untap, draw. So now I can I still can't Archivist plus hold up Bitter Triumph. So let us play this, get our cookbook down, and then we'll just hold up Construct or Bitter Triumph, you know, depending on what they have. Interesting. Oh, that's right. Okay, it's the creativity. I completely forgot. It's creativity, Valakut Titan. Modern is wild right now. There are some really powerful decks still after the bans like Yawgmoth 4-color Tron, but there are a lot of decks running around. Also interesting seeing Windswept Heath, given that they're all mountains deck. Maybe they play like one basic forest. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, let's see what you do. Okay, that looks like it. Oh, okay, 7 mana. Scapeshift. Okay, nothing I can do about that. I might just be dead. I can gain 3. Sacking 6 lands here. Should be able to get Valakut 5 mountains for 1,000,000 triggers. Right, Valakut 5 mountains is 10 triggers, 30 damage. So I think this is just dead. Oh, they don't. Okay. So this is 18. Let's see if they point them all at me, because I can gain life. Okay, they point 1 at Asmo, the rest at me. They could play another land this turn. So I think to be safe... Wait, did they already play land? They already played land, but they could explore. I don't want to play around that, because I think if I just crack here the food, I'm losing this game anyway. I mean, not necessarily. Whatever. You'll do the turn. I'm gonna be at 1. I'm at 2. Do you have explore? Seiju. Okay, let's get... now I can get Gingerbread Cabin. 4/4. Unfortunately, I lose the Saga, so I can't go grab. Okay, now we can go Archivist, draw, hold up Bitter Triumph, plus Goose. So now I'm gonna, in their upkeep, I'm gonna pump the Archivist for just in case they draw a Lightning Bolt. I also, well, cracking a food doesn't matter here, because if they have Titan, it's just going to be 6 damage, because they get 2 lands. So let's see what they have. I mean, it could be a win. Only one way to find out. Tapping mana. 7 mana. Another Scapeshift. I mean, this should just be absolutely dead. But I'll wait for them to show me that they're gonna kill me with their 2 triggers. Point at me. Point at me. GG opponent. Alright. How did that feel? That felt fine. Maybe I don't need this extra Haywire Might, and I could bring back in the other Trail. Let's do that. Trail really helps dig for Beseju, and I think getting rid of their Valakuts is the best plan. Okay, well, it has Finale. I mean, I'll keep. I could either run out Haywire Might to have early pressure, but I think. Oh no, it's the same. If it dies, I gain 2 life anyway. So let's get Haywire in play. Hopefully, I draw another land, so I don't have to give up this Beseju. All right, show me the Valakut. Ooh, draw the Urza's Saga. Is the pressure just better though with Asmo? I can draw another Beseju. Famous last words. We got our clock. Haywire Might. Go, Haywire Might, go! Next turn I can hold up a removal spell. Oh, never mind. Bolt it is. Alright. We got some time. Another Finale. So, do I want a Finale? I just want a Finale. Yeah. Finale plus Cookbook. Cookbook. Play the Cookbook. Get a food. You'll do the turn. Hit you for 1. Now, they had interaction, but they didn't have ramp. So I do have a little bit of nice pressure. I can get Shadow Spear. Hopefully. Dang, they got the Flame Slash. Alright. Draw. Now, I probably just want to make Construct. Yeah. Okay. Well, they're going to block, you know, they're not going to just let the damage go because they want this land. Oh. Okay, no blocks. Alright, go ahead, opponent. Interesting. Oh, because they have... Oh. Huh. Interesting. I have never seen this card before. Top 7, grab 2 lands. Grabs Valakuts. They got 3 mountains right now. Step. Oh, I should have done this in the other order in case they had Graveyard Hate, but I think we're pretty safe in that regard right now. We shall untap. Go grab Shadow Spear. Do I want to make another? No, I need to equip Shadow Spear. Shadow Spear. Equip Construct. Pump Construct. Now I could either play Cookbook, pump another time, another 2 times, gain 10 life, go to 27. If they have Scapeshift, I think I'm dead anyway, but I don't think there's anything that Haywire Might is going to, you know, purpose or meaningfully interact with at this stage of the game. So let's just gain as much life as we can and hopefully cut our opponents off from any shenanigans. They get their 4th mountain. They go to 7. I go to 27. If they have Scapeshift, they can sack 5, get 5 mountains. That should be 30 damage. Okay, all right. Opponent didn't have it. Well, still was able to pull out the 2-3. So not too bad. I think some of the games were pretty close. I still think what I said before stands. I think the deck is just a little too slow. Elvish Archivist, fun in this deck, but just makes the deck slower. I think it just needs to be faster. I do think Trail is worth playing in these black-green Sweet's Revenge lists, though. That card seems really strong. So that might be a fun deck to just look into more on my own without Archivist, but, you know, Archivist is on my watch list. I'll probably keep trying to brew some decks with it. But anyway, thanks for watching. You know, these matches were pretty long, but, you know, for anyone that does watch these, I definitely appreciate it, and I hope you like watching me play with some of my favorite cards. Yeah, thanks for watching. I've been Lazy Cat Lady, and I'll see you in the next video.